Glinda, begin. Dante made the first move. They clashed with speed of light. The battle seemed practically even. Dante, don't you get sick of getting your butt kicked? Jaune, the same question applies to you. Dante, oh really? I'm up 1. Jaune, where did you learn to count? We're even. Then Dante used the distraction to lunge, but was met by a hit in the gut using the Yamato's handle. Then Dante let loose a barrage using ivory. Jaune blocked every shot and returned it to its sender. Dante then conjured his Grimm armor set as gauntlets and greaves appeared. Ruby, oh, what are those? Yang, hey, punching is my thing. Then, Yang, come on. Then the two clashed in punches and kicks. Jaune went into for a kick. Dante, realizing he can't block the force and momentum of it, decides to jump away as the kick lands on the ground, causing a small tremor. Safe to say everyone was now scared of how strong this guy is. RDL was now sweating. Nora was clapping like a madwoman. Ruby was just imitating their moves. Weiss' eyes were wide open. Blake was firmly watching this fight. This was clearly a difference between the other. Yang was now interested in fighting at least one of the brothers. Run was interested in learning new moves from them. Pyrrha was curious, what are their semblances? This can't be their physical limit, it's too ridiculous. What they don't know, they are only part human, part Faunus, and part Grimm. Jaune was still trying to regain his stance, but Dante used the smoke from the kick to sneak in a kick to the head. Dante was able to connect an attack and embedded Jaune's upper body on the floor. Everyone was all flabbergasted by the image of a human body halfway down in concrete. But Jaune got back up using his own explosive strength like it was nothing. Jaune, come on Dante, that was a love tap. Dante, sheesh, forgot how durable we are. Nero, come on bro. Lady, which one are you cheering for? Nero, Jaune, of course. Lady, you still hate him for calling you deadweight? Nero just huffed and looked away. Lady was just giggling. Seeing brute force was not the best judge in this fight, went back to their swords. But before Dante drew his sword, Jaune vanished. Dante was able to block it, but barely using Ursa. Then he was able to draw his Grimm arm. Dante. Now the two fought with the ferocity that was never seen in Remnant's history. Oshpins was now thoroughly shocked, but he was happy these brothers were not callous with their power. They didn't believe the world belonged to them, but they were just searching for a place to belong. They were a lot better than a certain someone who was human but wanted to rule the world. And they said Grimm were soulless creatures. Oshpin, Sparta, if you are still alive, I would like to have a cup of tea with you. Then his attention was brought back when the two were now in a whirlwind of slashes. Glinda was speechless. Not even the members of Team SDRQ was this good. A certain duo will be jealous of the skill these two were showing. This match was taking so long. Jaune noticed that class was about to end, decided to one-up his twin. Jaune, sorry about this little bro. Dante, sorry? About what? The smack sent him flying off the stage, disqualifying Dante. Jaune then looked at Glinda, who with a dumbfounded look waiting for her to wake up from her stupor. Then the bell rung and Glinda was back. She looked at the aura meters. Jaune, 98.6%. Dante, 96.2%. Glinda, Jaune won by ring out. Jaune, looks like I'm up 1. Dante, oh don't bet that this will last long. Jaune, your betting skill is worse than your techniques in bed. Dante, but... Nero looked to Lady, who was blushing. Dante, you can't just hit me with that low blow. Jaune, that sounds like a you problem. Glinda, alright students, I hope you all learned something from that impressive display. Class dismissed. The twins then joined their friends, who were now hounding them for 1 weapons. Ruby, 2 a fight. Yang and Nora, 3 their identity. Weiss and Blake. It was a damn eventful day. Next day, Forever Falls. Glinda, alright students, you have your assignments and instructions. Don't lower your guard here and watch out for each other. Teams DMC, RWY, and PNR were now collecting their sap. Jaune, if I see you licking a tree for sap, Dante, you'll be collecting all of them yourself. Dante, where's your sense of adventure? Jaune, remember when I asked for your opinion? Dante didn't answer. Jaune, me neither. Nora was just chugging her sap, while the rest do their jobs. Pyrrha and Ruby and Lady were on the tree branches as lookouts. Ruby, hey, why is that guy always grouchy? Lady, who? You mean Jaune? Ruby, yeah. Lady, we're all orphans. He's the eldest, so he had to look after all of us. Kira, you're all orphans? Then how did you get to Beacon? Lady, John worked for our documents, and we got in by recommendations from huntsmen who's seen us in action. Kira, wow, to be recommended out of pure skill is amazing. I just got in due to my sponsorships. Lady, you a star or something? Kira, yeah, I'm a 4-time championship winner in tournaments. Lady, well, the spotlight must be annoying then. Something we love to stay away from. Kira, it has its moments, but I wish I wasn't so popular. Ruby, me too, I want to be just a normal girl with normal needs. Lady raised an eyebrow at the wordplay. Lady, yeah, a lot of us wants to be just normal. Then something flew in the air aimed at John. Nero was able to spot it, but before he got to warn John, a summoned sword shatters the object. John then turns and glared at the ridge, having increased senses like Faunus' sharp eyesight combined with night vision along with increased sensory awareness on negative emotions like the Grimm. It was easy to spot the idiots hiding in the shadows of the trees, and the ill intent was wafting in the air. Blake, what was that? John, a certain bully who got his ass beat wanted revenge. Blake saw where he's looking at and followed it and saw Carden. But she saw that John was looking directly at them. Blake, John, are you a Faunus? John, part Faunus, part human. Blake was now stunned. Weiss raised her guard. John, I'll deal with them. Someone call the professor. He then vanishes. Meanwhile at Team CRDL. Carden, Gert didn't came close. Sky, I think they're staring at us. Carden, please, we're too far for them to see. Then they heard an unfamiliar noise behind them. John, you know I'm a firm believer in evolution. But you guys are proof that evolution can go in reverse. Carden, how did you get here? John, oh, I just walked. Russell, oh, you think you're being cute. John, bitch, I'm adorable. Carden was about to order an attack, but was interrupted by a growl. Team CRDL looked behind and saw an Ursa Major, then the three ran like girls. Carden, they stay here and help me. John was now leaning on a tree. Carden was fighting for his life. Then Ruby, Pyrrha, and Weiss arrived and saw Carden being ragdolled like a chew toy. Weiss, what are you doing? Help him. John, after what he has planned for me. No chance. Ruby, you can't just let him die. John, so it's okay for me to die? Weiss, what are you talking about? John points at a nearby box. They all look towards it. John, it's filled with rapier wasps. The three girls' eyes widen. John, you saw a jar of sap was thrown in my direction? They all nod. John, these things love sweets. And if I got covered in that sap, who do you think the wasps are gonna focus on? They all pale at the implications. John, and these things stingers can bypass aura like it was nothing. Now they were all disgusted. A normal person would have died. Someone like John might be sent to a hospital. Kira, but still you can't kill him by letting him die. It's no better than what he was trying to do to you. John nods and walks toward the Ursa. And drew Yamato. Without getting close, the Ursa saw the threat and threw Carden away like a used bone. He was only bruised, but whining like a baby. After the barrage of slashes, the Ursa turns to dust. The three girls were all staring. John then walks towards Carden, crumpled form. He drew Yamato once again and points it at him. John, you threaten me or anyone I know. And I will make sure you'll never live long enough to do it to someone else. Then the rest, if the teams walk in along with Glinda. Glinda, what is going on here? Then all of the negative emotions by the whole ordeal drew a pack of Beowulfs as the teams got ready to fight. John beats them to it as he threw Yamato. And the whole Beacon crew were just shell-shocked. A student easily kills high-tier Grimm and just treats it so casually. Blake, why is he so? John walks past them and said to Good Witch. John, I have told the story once. Take the rest from the witnesses here. I don't like repeating myself. Glinda, well, John, only fools repeat themselves.